Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. And I hope you are all doing well. And we are joined with Apostolos again today. And if you watched the previous sessions, Apostolos has been like very kind enough to talk about the process of making a capsule, especially a capsules for doing infographics and so on. And today he will talk a little bit, it's same topic. It was still gonna be like creating capsules, but more in the effects territory. So we're gonna see Apostolos create some cool effects that can be baked into a capsule, that can be saved into a capsules. And I saw some people are already joining in the comment sections. TrueTuber is already there, and I Fesenko. Hey, hello everybody! Thank you very much for joining us today. And don't forget, if you have any questions about all this process that Apostolos is going to show us today, just feel free to chime in the comment, and I'll do my best to relay your questions to our guest Apostolos today. Apostolos, how are you? Hope
What's
you
up,
are
man?
ready for
I'm
today.
here. I'm here. What's up?
Yeah. I'm very happy that you are here today because I'm curious what you are going to share with us today, man.
Crazy, crazy thing. And it's really hot here in Greece today, so everyone's
Yeah.
at the beach. But I'm here with you presenting some cool features and also drinking some margaritas to give that summer vibe. And yeah, not feeling lonely here.
Yeah, look at that in the chat. It's like
Hello,
piling up
everyone.
with
Hello.
people.
Hello. Oh, man. How many? Oh,
That's
hello,
really good.
everyone.
Yeah. And you told us that you are going to talk about some effects creation today, right?
Yeah, today we're going to create some visual effects and
Mm-hmm.
uh, presenting another cool feature about how you create placeholders inside Maxon Studio and replace your footage really easy with just drag and drop.
Yeah.
And just try a little bit, a couple of RedGiant visual effects and create cool stuff. I'm gonna start with easy things, going
Yeah.
to more advanced, not something super fancy, but it will be cool to follow. Also, there's a free file if you want to download it and follow the entire structure. I will try to recreate the scenes because I have to do it from scratch.
Oh,
And
that's the best part, when when watching somebody creating things from scratch. I do enjoy that. And
yeah, so we're
what
gonna try
effect
things live.
the effects that we are talking today, probably if you are curious, if the audience is curious, I mean, if you are opening Maxon Studio in After Effects, you'll see on the top that there are several tabs. First tab will be like to show all the capsules. I think the second one will be, I'm not sure, a text or background? No, text and motion
It's next,
graphics.
the second one.
And then
Yeah.
there is one tab called effects. And when you open that effects, you can actually apply that effects to your footage or to your clip or to your composition, and you can like generate the effects that is previewed in Maxon Studio. So perhaps today we're gonna see some cool breakdown from Apostolos. And with that being said, Apostolos, the floor is yours, man.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Let me share your screen, by the way, like that.
Oh, super cool. So you mentioned that if you go to the third tab fourth here, you can go to the effects and try those things. So I'm gonna do really fast. We need an HD, and I will apply, let's say this one.
Mm-hmm.
And as the first live, you need two tabs to create something. You need the first tab that you're going to explore the capsule, and the second one that you're going to edit the capsule. So in this
Yeah.
case, we have that new feature, a new feature of the placeholder. So you can go to your browser and just by drag and drop the footage inside that box, let's say, it will be applied into your composition. That's so cool. And of course, if you have that inside your project, you just can drag and drop it. It will replace it, and you have the effect. And also, you can adjust things. That in this case, we choose that you want to adjust those, but when you create your capsules, you can decide which things you want to adjust. That's the cool part about creating capsules. So I'm going to delete those.
By
And
the way, if you go back to the Discover page, Apostolos, I just want to like say out loud, this is also like confusion that I have as a new user back then. Sometimes when you are browsing this capsules in the effects category, you see that there's like, oh, there are some nice clips over there.
Mhm.
You probably think that the capsule come with the clips, but no, the clips in the capsules are the placeholder, so to say, something that you really need to change with your own clip. That's
Yeah,
correct,
that's
right?
correct. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. You have to add your own clip and do your stuff. So you cannot, if you're creating a YouTube thing or something, presenting um, a new feature about your products, you can make it more funny with those all those effects. You don't have to go super extreme like those ones. You can go just with simple ones if you want. There are a lot love to see here. So
Yeah.
just do your stuff. Now, let's start with some really basic things. I'm gonna try to recreate this first effect. So I'm gonna create a new comb, name it step 01, and that will be live. And you always need a placeholder. Placeholder can be a solid, can be anything. I will go. I, I want to
Can it
have
also
things.
be adjustment layer?
I think yes. I'm not sure, but can be anything that can be replaced. So
Hmm.
an adjustment can work. But for me to know, because you can try to import that capsule after 6 months, you want to know exactly when you have to add things. I want to have. I prefer to have a
A solid.
placeholder. So I'll go with background here. Just go with a random color, and then just a text like placeholder to know that I have to replace this comb. Maxon will replace this comb just to know where exactly this tab it is. So
So this is like a actually like a peek into your process when you were creating nice this beautiful capsules for Maxon back in the day before the submissions for the Maxon Studio.
that's correct. That's correct. If your
Okay.
capsules, the target of your capsules is an end user that is not so experienced with After Effects, it's better to know where they have to add their media files.
Yeah.
So you can go with like more add your media files here, even better.
Even better. Beautiful.
Yeah, and you can um, pre-comp that and go with add your media files here and placeholder for the old ones. And now let's go with creating an adjustment. New adjustment. I'm gonna name that effect 01. And if I'm not wrong, for that first one, I try to go with the chromatic aberration. That's something I love. But before that, we need a reference, of course, to know what we are doing. So
Mhm.
I'll open my placeholder and I'll go to my files. This one's okay. Drag and drop that side. Correct. Beautiful footage. So we know what we're doing right now. So I'll go with the chromatic aberration of the RedGiant. It's this one. Already we have cool stuff here. And just adjusting things, play around. Even after all the years, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. Just playing around with the amounts and see if I like what I'm seeing right here. So
Doing it by eye.
yeah, it's always Alex. You
Yeah.
know, you're a colorist and you know how it was like. You always need to try things. It's not a default thing for everything.
And that's I think I heard somebody saying that if I may steal the quote, but I forgot who said that. That the big things about post productions is about experimentations.
Yeah, and this is why AI never replace us. Will never replace us.
Yeah.
About that, we hope. We hope.
Knock on the wood. Yeah.
So I think it's okay for now. You can do your stuff. You can go with your own style. I'm doing mine. Mine. I'm a big fan of chromatic aberration. I
Mhm.
try to use that all the time. And also, I'm a big fan of looks. I know that I'm not sure if looks interacts really well with the Maxon Studio, but just to know because it's a RedGiant product, I'm super big fan of the looks from the very first day. I'm using that all the time. I use that. I created a super quick promo video today about this live. I use looks to add a little bit dirt into my footage. It was great.
Hmm.
So I created a new adjustment. I'll name that effect number 02. And in this case, I will go with my, I guess, after looks, before looks, and no is the favorite effect of RedGiant, the bokeh. Man,
Yeah,
there
the
is so
universe
sharp.
bokeh.
Yeah, it's.
So what's
What's the difference? What's the difference about the with the other one?
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to ask you about that. This one is the bokeh. This is like generating the bokeh, and the other one is like the transition. So you can use it
Okay.
between two different clips to do a transitions, right?
Oh, okay. Never tried that.
Yeah.
And in this case, I will enable this camera focused thing. And as always, I can adjust things. And here's something cool. We need. I'll tell you after how you can use this focus position into the
Yeah.
Maxon Studio. It's super insane. And I'll adjust the focus somewhere here. This size. Play around with the setting as always. Also change the shape. I don't know if you can see any difference right now. I don't want to push things. And yeah, I think we are okay. Let's see the previous one. We have a difference. We can go right here, push things a little bit.
Yeah.
We can play around all day. I can do that all day.
If I may interrupt you, Apostolos,
Yeah, sure.
our friend in the audience, nothing, was asking. Oh, by the way, he or she mentioned that in his or her opinion, looks is best for color grading and After Effects. Couldn't agree more. That's amazing. Yeah, hope that you really, and it's nice to hear that you really enjoyed. But nothing was wondering if like which version that you use for this. What versions of Red Giant that you use for this particular example here? I think is it the latest one?
Yeah, I think that is one
The
the
latest
new
one.
release. Yeah.
So yeah, if you are curious about the create page, the one that we're gonna play around today, you really need to like update the Maxon app. So you can go to Maxon app and update your Red Giant because I think it was fresh like last week. It was released last week. Before that, you will not be able to access the create page at Maxon Studio yet. And Apostolo, sorry if I'm like talking a lot, but I really enjoy
Do
what you're
do
doing
do.
here. And I think in my opinion, what you're doing here, like stacking and effects, right? First you do like the chromatic aberrations first, and
Mm-hmm.
then you do the bokeh after that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I
And
think in my opinion, what
this might take. Yeah. Yeah. Go on.
I think, in my opinion, what you're doing here is like you're emulating the look of a vintage lenses, where it has like a sharp
Correct.
image in the middle, and then it modulate when it comes to the edges. It's like emulating the curve, the MTF curve, the modulation transfer functions. That's the technical name for this vintage lenses.
Yeah, correct. That's your area. You know better than me. So you can guide me if you want during this. I,
No, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
I'm
no.
just saying that I'm doing my thing, and everyone else can use all this Red Giant or anything else. It doesn't have to be Red Giant plugin. You can use anything else and to create your effects. But I'll go now with Red Giant. I find super easy to work with Red Giant visual effects. So, but do your stuff, and I'm gonna show you right now how you can pack them inside the Maxon Studio. So as always, I will pre-comb this one with live step one with pre-comb step 01. And I will go to the create page. And if you use that for the first time, it's like my mind right now, it's empty. And with the composition highlighted, I will go with new. Maxon Studio is gonna ask me if this is the correct composition, and also it will scan everything that you have inside the pre-comp. And if you have another pre-comp, it will do the entire stuff. I'll go with create. I will keep the footage for now to know what I'm doing. Create capsule. As always, we can go with a name like best effect ever. Creator Max, it's on you. I don't know anything about that. And you can go with tags in case you want to search that after uh, into the library. So into the controls, here's the cool part. Into the controls, we cannot almost everything, not almost everything, we cannot everything. Every single um, parameter of those effects, we can drag and drop them inside into our Maxon Studio, and we can adjustment. And of course, if the end user of if we want to add boundaries and a safe space, a sandbox about the end user, we can just choose which effects I'm gonna include into our controller. So for the first one, I will go with the RGB. And if you were here into our previous live, you have just to select those things. I'm hitting the controller command, and just like that, you can drag and drop them inside the Maxon Studio, and you'll have
Yes.
them and start playing around. And of course, here's the amazing part that I love. I'm gonna create a new group because I'm super freak about have things organized, and I will name that the amazing bokeh effect. I'll go with shape. I'll pick everything in case we need options. And the amazing here thing is that you can also go with the focus position. So we
Mhm.
can adjust that thing in case we need to focus into another point into our footage. That's a cool part. And of course, we need our placeholder. So I will create a new comp, name that placeholder. I'm gonna move that up so it will be the first one. And I just have to drag and drop this composition into our group. That's all. And we can go with, let's say, position, scale, rotation, and opacity in case we need to adjust those things after. So we'll have total control of our placeholder. And before creating the capsule, I will go right here to leader sample to make sure that everything is correct. And as you may see here, the placeholder also has been updated. So we know that's empty. And also the capsule, the thumbnail of the capsule has been updated.
Yeah.
And if I go with create, I'll name that best effect ever, save. It's okay, couple of seconds, 1, 2, 3, and it's live. And we can go, I'll create a new comp, name that test for step 01, and go to the library. Of course, you can apply it from here, but let's make it the proper way. And go to My Capsules, click on this hamburger menu, let's say, and go to My Capsules. And it should be here, because we have overlay all capsules. Yeah.
So this is like really convenient. Something like I really would like to repeat again that anytime the user is drag and drop the how do you call it, the parameters into the create page in Maxon Studio, they just need to worry about what type of parameter that they need to drag, and Maxon Studio will provide an interface right away. So if it's a rotations, you will have a rotation wheel and also the angle. And if it's a slider, it will be presented as a slider. And if it's locations, you will have like the X and Y axis as well as the scale as well, right?
Correct. But
So
still, if you are experienced After Effects user, you can go. Still, there's a composition here that you could go inside and start adjusting things
mhm.
super easily. And if I turn that, let's say the distortion amount into 1, it will also be updated into our capsule right here. So
Yeah.
we'll not get confused about the amounts. They're connected. We can go inside. You can just delete things, do your stuff. Everything will be super cool. We can play around into your composition, also into the Maxon tab edit if you want. Back and forth, do your stuff. It will never break anything.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we have a questions from Nothing again, and
Mhm.
Nothing was wondering if he or she can use RedGiant latest versions in After Effects 2020 or the older versions. For that, you can, if you really want to know for sure, I think 2024 is running perfectly. But if you really need to know for sure, you can go to the support page in maxon.net and go to the support page, and you can really see the supported host, so to say.
Cool. Cool.
Right.
But by the way, I'm a big fan of 24. I don't know why. Now I'm running 25, but 24, it's I think the smoothest version right
Yeah.
now.
So where were
So
we? I think.
we're to
Oh,
into our first
yeah.
effect, how you can drag and drop things, and let's jump to more complicated stuff and
Yeah.
see how we can play around with placeholder and something else
Before
that
before before
yeah.
we move on, Apostolos, uh, is there any place for questions? If I may slip in some questions. I was
Mhm.
wondering because we were talking about Magic Bullet previously, and
Mhm.
how does it like? How can you like integrate Magic Bullet in Capsules? Can you also use Magic Bullet looks in Capsules because it has its own designer interface, right? And if we are
Uh,
using Magic Bullet looks, can we like a use the tools inside looks and drag it into a capsule create page? That's like my
I'm
curiosity.
not sure about it. I
Yeah.
know that the previous updates didn't support the looks interface
Okay.
and the other stuff. But can you want to try that right now live? I can do it and see if it works.
Why not? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Rogue.
And that's the beauty part,
Yeah,
playing
that's
around
right.
with it. Yeah.
We're
Oh,
gonna.
by the way, Thompson has to leave, and yeah, he'll watch the recording. Cool. Thank
So
you.
we need to find a new
Hell.
job because they're gonna fire us after that. Find a new job. Job. And yeah, this time I will go with the placeholder.
Yeah. While you're figuring it out, I'll just answer PD. PD was asking if Magic Bullet looks have a light wrap effects, or do I have to use Supercomp? In this case, you really need to use Supercomp, PD. Light wrap is not in Magic Bullet looks. It's only available in Supercomp.
Okay. I think I have to change that. We need to find a new job because probably the developers of Maxon Studio is gonna kill us. Probably will be the new request, of having those effects inside.
All right.
So in looks, my favorite setup is, like as always, Chromatic Aberration. Go with this one. Go to the tools. Mm, Land distortion. I love that effect, man.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. That was too much, but come on, guys. This is our last day here.
Yeah, this is the last session. Oh my god, that's so
I mean,
fast.
last day
Yeah.
into this to this thing. So I'm gonna pre-comp that, pre-comp test, and for sure you cannot drag and drop things from the interface here. You cannot
Uh-huh.
drag and drops. But let's see if it's gonna keep the settings. I think we need to go a little bit harder.
Yeah.
That's better. I'm really curious about it, if it's gonna keep the settings. So I'll
So
go as
probably,
always, yeah, to the
yeah,
create page. We need
create
a job.
capsule.
We need a job. And I will just drag and drop the strength
Ah,
looks.
probably only the strength, the parameter outside of the
Yeah,
designer window that can be. I see.
I guess,
Cool, cool. Yeah, this is nice,
but
man. Yeah.
I
So I
think
think there is workaround for it. I mean, what you can do if you like it, then you probably can create like a different presets inside looks. So you can like just use the presets, and then you can control the strength from create
yeah,
page.
it keeps the settings of the
Yeah,
looks inside, but you cannot adjust things after. But still, it's a good thing to
cool.
do.
Very nice.
Great,
Awesome.
cool. A lot of chaos here. Let me delete things. Step one, test. Find it. We don't need a new job, but it went really well.
Woohoo! Yeah.
And I'm gonna delete also that. Pre-comp test. Now let's go to the more advanced things and
Yeah.
create a cool setup. And this time, I promise I'm not gonna use expressions. At least I will try. I don't know. Life is
Yeah.
weird.
So, by the way, guys, if you're wondering if Create Page or Maxon Studio can also save expressions, yes, it can. And I think like last sessions, Apostolos e- gave some examples with expressions when creating those infographic capsules. So, if you are curious about that, you can absolutely go to the YouTube recordings and find it out and rewatch it. Sorry. All right, back to you, man.
I think Maxon Studio can recognize almost everything, if I'm not wrong. So you don't have to change the way you work. You don't have to change your setups. You don't have to change. You don't need a new mindset. You just do your stuff and pack them inside Maxon Studio. That's um, the thing behind those all new features. So
Yeah.
let's make things even worse for us. I'll leave some space here, and let's try something else. In this case, I will go with not one, but let's say how
So
many placeholders.
this
I
is the
don't know.
same. This is the same placeholder setup that you are using before.
Correct. I just
Yeah,
duplicate that.
and you just duplicate this, and you apply a mask.
A mask that is was totally wrong because it wasn't closed. Yeah, no, it's still. I need to find the right spot. I'm gonna delete that and try one more. I feel like a junior right now, but I can create a proper mask. Yeah, I did that. Congratulations, Apostolos. Also, yeah. And I will just play around with this placeholder.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing I want to show you after that is
Oh yeah. So I bet you are creating like this prism effects, the one
I
that
will
we
play
see
around.
in the effects category in Maxon Studio.
Yeah, because there is a
Yeah.
super cool feature about that totally love. Because give me a couple of seconds to show you. Okay, and now we can. Oh, that's a cool one. So we
Mm-hmm.
can do a bit of camera shake on this one. I'll go with the RedGiant camera shake. Apply to the first one. That is too much. Let's go with 0.4 and maybe that into 35%. That was too low. Copy that, paste it to everything. Okay. And now, as always, you know, man, which effect I love. Effect 01. I'll go with chromatic aberration. That's normally is the effect that camera does when the lens, when what's happening when the I don't know exactly the nature of that effect when that happens. Can you explain? Do
So
you know?
hang on. I think I wasn't paying attention. What
Okay, so
what did you ask again?
I'm not sure about the chromatic aberration that I love so much. What's the
Uh-huh.
nature of this effect in the real life with you when you play
Um,
around with the lens?
yeah, I think like some lens depends on the age of the lens. Um, the optics, the different optics element inside the lens, they have like a coatings, and it's like those coatings that how do you call it, prevent lens flare to happen, because
Okay.
the more modern lens, the better coating they have. And also, by some sort of physics that I don't really understand, this elements inside the glass can also like generate like chromatic aberrations. So most likely, like the old vintage glass will have like more chromatic aberrations on their edges, like toward outside. And while the more modern lenses don't really have it. Or if you're curious, sometimes it's like really how do you call it, really um, it is like really obscure, so to say, like really strong, the chromatic aberrations in the anamorphic lenses. So when
Mm,
you are buying like this anamorphic lenses, normally you'll see that in the high contrast area, you start to see like the chromatic
yeah.
aberrations.
And so also always in the
I
edge,
mean,
right? Of the not
I'm
in the center
sure I'm
of the
sure
screen.
there's a better explanations out there than the stuff that I tried to do here.
That was good, man. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go again with the bokeh effect that I love. I will enable the focus, go to the face right here, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna show you why that is cool. I'm gonna reduce a little bit the amount of blur, and we can try one more thing. I will add one more um, uh, adjustment. Go with shake it,
Oh, and this is the shake. Yes.
camera shake, just to make things more complicated. Cool. That's a weird effect. And here's the deal. I will again to full. Now, the if you may see right here, I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna turn off the the first effect, chromatic aberration, there is a little bit of blur here when we add the chromatic aberration that I don't like. I need this face here to be sharp. So
To be sharp, yeah.
here's the deal. I'm going to duplicate the first one, the first placeholder. You see how many placeholders we have here, right?
Hmm.
I'm going to create a new solid, name that matte and not made. I've heard that many times. And I'm going to create a mask right here into the face.
Yeah.
I can hear you asking what you're doing, Apostolos. I'm gonna do that inside Maxon Studio. How are you gonna do that? Give me a sec, guys. And also as always, I'll go with to set that the matte is this one. And it was hard to find the right matte mode. Now with this one, it's even worse. I don't know. I have to play around with those things and find the right one. So we did that. I think now we have a sharper version. I think we have the original version
Yeah.
of that face.
So what you're
Great,
doing here is like limiting the effects to the
correct.
outer area of the mat itself, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
So we know that the face will be or the object we need to have somewhere the scene it will be sharp. That is totally crazy effect. I think I have to reduce things a little bit, but also doesn't matter. You can go with your stuff.
Yeah.
You saw that glitch? Ooh, come on, after with your gas. And yeah, I think we're good to go to start trying things inside Maxon Studio. I'll pre-comp that.
Let's do it.
Pre-comp step 02. Go to the create page. We have our comp highlighted. Click new. It will ask if it's the right comp. I'll go with create capsule. Uh, for that's the right one. I guess right one.
Before we move on, Apostolos, I have a questions about this setup. We saw that you do like a pre-comp for the whole setup. What is the reason behind doing the pre-comp of this setup? Is it like only for make it like neat, or is there any like a specific technical reason behind pre-comping all the layers?
Yeah, good question. Let's go that really very fast. I'll go to that setup right here. The first one,
Yeah.
this one, and I'll create a new capsule with this composition selected and go with create capsule. I will not drag any effects on this one. You can also do that. You don't need effects if you don't want. Parameters, I will go with create. I will be max question.
Pre-comp.
Go save. Okay, and I'll create a new comp and place it into our pre-comp. And as you may see, it works
Mm,
perfectly. We do the quick comps to have things organized. In case, imagine you
organization.
have an entire setup with all those
I
layers,
see. Yeah.
so it will
That's really
work
nice.
better.
Yeah, that's like really nice. You anticipate like the way people gonna use the capsules.
All the capsules here in the discovery page are pre-comped, so you know exactly what it is. But yeah, and also I suggest that it will be a mess not having a pre-comp.
Absolutely, especially if you already have like some layer stack in your compositions and then you apply capsule. That would be
Correct.
a big
Correct.
mess. Yeah.
Let's go with the second best effect ever, also created by Max. Tag Max. Oh, I
Oh,
love that. Max from Maxon. I love that. Do you have a question or not?
Yeah, about the tag. So I didn't notice that we also have the tagging system available in the create page. So this is like to make things easier to find them in the
Mhm,
discover page,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice, very
Also, you have an about thing in case you
nice.
need to analyze that for the end user or for your colleague or for anyone
Yeah. So
to know.
So, for example, if you are working in a agency and you have like a lot of project coming per per quarter or something like that, you can actually do nice descriptions about the capsules, and then also create a different tags. And then when you have like a collection, big collections of capsules,
Mhm.
searching from from project to project will be easy because you have like a correct tag to each capsules that was
Yeah,
based on a project. Really
that's
nice.
correct. And also the about is it's super useful in case you don't have didn't add any controllers about the colors, but still
Mhm.
because the user can go inside the comp and change things. You can go right here and type um, careful, don't do not change the colors. So the end user know exactly what they have to do, and you can see that right here when you click on that, the about
Ah,
is
perfect.
right here,
Yeah.
so they know exactly what they have to do. You can have anything that you like. So I will go back, don't change the colors, and let's go to the controllers. And here's my favorite part about the placeholders. That's so cool. So
Yeah.
I'll go with placeholders. Now, if I open the pre-comp, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different placeholders.
Yeah.
And here's the cool stuff. I can drag them, all of them, inside into our placeholder thing and change them one by one if we want into different comps, into different footage. So
Mhm.
we can have on those placeholders, even if we use the same uh, comp for the placeholder inside Maxon Studio, will be different placeholder for every single comp. So we can go after and replace all those with just a simple. Okay, I'm gonna try it right. I'm gonna try it right now. See how it works. So I'm gonna delete that. It will update everything super fast. Name that placeholders.
So I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. So
Oh, Max.
what you did is
So
just like
I'm gonna explain again. I'm gonna explain again. So
you
because we
drag everything,
so
right?
we use the same placeholder, the same comp, the same source for every single thing right here.
Yeah.
And if I drag and drop them separately inside the Maxon Studio, it will
Hmm.
recognize everything as a separate source.
I see.
And I'm
Yeah.
trying this now live to see how it works. I will go with create.
Hmm.
This is the first test we're doing about this one. And I'm gonna create a new comp to test that. Apply that inside. And now if I go to the
Yeah.
edit page, you may see that they are different. So if I start drag and dropping things inside here,
Hmm.
you will see different stuff.
Yeah.
Even the first source was only one placeholder. But
Yeah.
now Maxon Studio recognize 6 different placeholders. That's the cool stuff. Even if you have one source, you can
I
choose
see.
how
Yeah.
many placeholders the end user can adjust. But but now let's go back to our first setup. I'll go back here. That was the main. Go with create. That's test 02. Now here's something cooler. Placeholder. You can choose how you can group those placeholders. Example, if I drag and drop this one, right here and name
Mhm.
that the main and the only placeholder. I can also, inside that control, that is placeholder control, I can drag and drop all those things, all those placeholders, and
Uh-huh.
it's gonna affect everything.
So once
Otherwise,
once you
yep,
change the placeholder clip there, it will change everything.
it will be applied to every single placeholder that is included
I
into
see.
this group. But in
Yeah.
case you need something else, let's say
Yeah.
that you need the main placeholder to only affect this one, that is the sharper
Mhm.
version of it, and you need to create a placeholder for the top ones. I'm gonna drag and drop that inside, name that top, and drag and drop only the top and the bottom. You get the thing. You can
Yeah.
group them as you wish. So I will go again with having everything inside into one. Cool. And also to do this cool stuff I want to show you right now, I'll drag again our footage. Let's go with which one? With this one I used before. Great. And now somehow we need to control where the focus of the entire scene will be. So I will create a new comp, name that focus. And here's the amazing thing that I love. So I will go to the second effect and go to the okay, camera focus and drag and drop the focus position. But now I need this position
Yeah.
also to affect the the matte right
Yes.
here,
Yeah.
and also the chromatic aberration center.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is to go to the matte and just drag and drop the position of it. And now
Yeah.
I'll go to the not here, delete. I have to open the focus position and drag and drop the position of
I
the
see.
matte inside that group. As
Inside
you
the
can
focus
see,
position. Yeah.
correct. And I will go also to chromatic aberration and drag and drop this one, the
So what
center.
you're doing here is actually creating an X and Y positions from the focus positions that is driving the matte and also the chromatic aberrations center, right?
That's correct. In the old-fashioned way, we have to create a slider,
Yeah.
a point controller, add expressions that probably most of you hate, and
Yeah.
do the stuff. But now we can have them all inside. And if I move that right
It
here,
changed.
I could
Yeah.
change my focus. And also we can play around with all this stuff. For example, I can play around with matte. So maybe I will need to extend that, make it bigger. So I can go with position. No, I will have already do the position, but with scale and I guess the opacity. Why not? Drag and drop inside so I can affect that. And as previous, we can uh, drag and drop almost everything from those controls, the parameters we want to adjust inside to our groups. Go with
Hmm.
Bokeh. I'll do that again super fast. There's no reason to waste time on that. And the RGB that we love. Probably I love only, I don't know.
Yeah.
Write me on the comments, guys, if you are also a big fan of the
RGB
chromatic aberration thing.
separations. Yes.
And yeah, before we create this capsule, I would leave the sample to make sure that the end user is going to have a clean, super version of it. Go with create. You can write details whatever you like. Test number 2, live, save. Did he create? I'm not sure. I did that.
And there you go.
And
Yeah.
now we can test that. Drag and drop it. Not drag and drop it. Just click on that. Not drag and drop it. And always we saw that we see that in the first version we can also first live we can modify the capsule in case you don't like something and create a new one, apply to the first one, whatever you do. And in this case, if I drag that, that's a cool result, and I can change the focus.
Yeah.
So questions, if you have any questions, just drop them, guys. I'm here for you.
Yeah. I have a
Or Max,
question. I have a
always
question.
Max, you have questions. Come on.
Exactly. I'm curious one. So for example, if you create this, right? You create this
Mhm.
capsules and you haven't like put it to Maxon Studio, and I already saw it and I really love it and I want to try it. You probably can send me a file. And
Yep.
what file does Maxon Studio is actually using in the back?
Great question. And I'm gonna start with one phrase. Don't freak out about the file. There is not something new you have to learn. It's just a file that the amazing developers, you see the word amazing I use all the time, of Maxon Studio created is the MNX file. Yeah, that's correct. And it's a really, really small file that contains all that information.
So it's not a
And
project file. So it's different
it's
file.
not a project file. Yeah.
Oh
And to
wow,
find that
right.
file, you can go to the create page, click on those three dots, and go to show in Explorer. And there is your file, MNX file. You can send it. Can you see how small that file is? And it contains all that information.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You can just drag and drop it to our chat, and that's it.
That's
Just
it.
send it
That's
in a
that's
sec.
simple.
Yeah, that's very
And you
nice.
don't have to do anything to that file. You don't have to learn anything about the file. Just a file named MNX, and that's all.
It's really great.
Yeah. And also, of course, from here, you can, if you don't like something, you can delete it. You can rename it. You can duplicate it. I'm not sure about the export what does. I guess.
Yeah,
And do you have time to do something really really fast?
we have the
In
time. Yes, absolutely.
okay. Yeah, because we haven't talked enough about this amazing thing that Maxon Studio has. Let's go
Mhm.
back to its cover. How? Oh, X. Okay, go away, Andy. So, um, also Maxon Studio supports the vertical format. We don't talk about it too much, and
Yeah.
yeah, in case that you, let's say, you love that, um, I'm gonna go with an easy one.
Mhm.
Let's go the first one right here. It's a mess. So in case that you love that effect and you want to convert it into a vertical format because Maxon supports that, and to apply that properly, you have to go to the top here right icon and go with the original size, the fill frame, fit to width or height. It depends on the size of every single capsule. By the way, in case you have an HD capsule, it works perfectly into 4K, onto the other formats, 60 by 9. You don't have to do anything else or adjust. It will fit perfectly.
So
So in
Maxon
case you,
Studio is resolutions and format independent. Yeah. How do you call it?
yeah,
Yeah. So you can create in HD and you can rescale it in the. You can use it in a 4K comp. You can use it in 8K, and if
that's
you
correct.
create a vertical, you can also use it in horizontal stuff like that.
Yeah, you can go if you have a vertical format. Let's say I'm going to do that real fast. That was a
Yeah,
great
please.
question. And you have a vertical format here. You can go with just go with the fit to hey, and just by clicking that, you can have it inside without affecting the entire thing. And also, if you go with, let's say, into fill this the frame, may that work for you in this example. I guess it will work. There's nothing to stretch. It will work perfectly without any distortion here. So in case that you like that format, you can I'm going to duplicate that, name super quick, and because the effects are super easy to adjust them, I insert the composition into the vertical. I'm going to create a new adjustment, and what I need is just to copy this effect, paste it here, duplicate. Sorry guys, I'm doing this super fast, I don't waste your time. And what we need now also is a placeholder into that resolution. I'll rename that, not rename, adjust the resolution, not apostolos. Go back, replace it, and delete those old ones, and that's it. You have that into a vertical format. You can pre-comp that, go to the create page, create new, and you'll have it.
Perfect.
That's cool.
That's really cool, man.
So
That
guys,
is
any
really cool.
questions, something?
So I watched the chat and seems like it's good. There's no questions so far. Last chance, if you have any questions, probably this is like the best time to ask Apostolos about it. And when not, then I will steal Apostolos' screen and do the housekeeping. That means we're actually coming up to the end of our live stream today, guys. So allow me to take down your screen, Apostolos, and
Yeah, sure.
let me share my screen. Yep. So there you go. In the comment sections of this live stream, guys, you'll find a link that I just like drop in. If you follow that link, you can access this page. So if you are curious about what events Maxon is doing the next couple of weeks or months, you can see that in maxon.net/events, there are some events and like upcoming live stream that is going to take place. So, and if you want to learn about Maxon products, you can go to Cineversity by following this link. Or if you want to watch this, the recording of this live stream, you can go to Training Team YouTube. Go to YouTube, tap in Training Team, and you'll see that the past recordings of the live streams. So this is like a very nice, how do you call it, slide, like a site, so to say, link that you can use to stay connected. And if you want to receive newsletters about Maxon, you can also sign up. Like, for example, if you would have signed up to the newsletter, you probably know that last couple of days we just had big sales. Right. So with that being said, let me close this and back to you, Apostolos. And thank you very much, Apostolos, for your time and
Thank you, Max.
for walking us through to your process creating this Maxon Studio Capsules. And your capsules has helped a lot of helped me a lot of time being like super fancy in creating some graphics and effects and so on. I'm
Happy
not an
about it.
After Effects user, but with Maxon Capsules, I feel like, yeah, I think I can do that.
As it's easy enough to use it, and
Yeah,
sandbox for anyone. Even if you're editor into Premiere Pro and you're not so much into After
yeah,
Effects, you can jump into Maxon Studio. Also, if I'm not wrong,
really easy one.
can
Yeah,
be connected with Premiere Pro with just the dynamic link.
dynamically.
So you can go back and forth and adjust things without having to be an expert inside After Effects.
Very cool.
That's
Well, with
cool.
that being said, guys, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us in this month live stream Create with Maxon. We are very happy that you joining and stay tuned to this live stream. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write in the comments. Either write in the comments or write us an email in Maxon in training at maxon.net. Let me find out if there is any. There you go. You'll see in your screen training at maxon.net. And don't forget to download the project files that you can find in the descriptions of this video as well. And thank you very much for your time, and until next time. My name is Max from Maxon Training Team, and I'm joined by Apostolos today from Candy Mustache. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and
Thank you, guys.
see you.
Bye bye.